What's going on, you guys? Kenny here, also known as Silent Fan 85. Welcome to another political vlog. Let's go ahead and get some more trolls here on the channel. How you doing, Rick? Good to see you if you're watching this. I've had to deal with a few trolls the last week or so. I've deleted most of the comments, but there's this one little speck of a troll that just... Anyway, he's something else. I have a history here on the channel over 10 years now, mainly of gameplay videos, which recently went the way of the dodo and transferred over to my Twitch account, of dealing with trolls of every caliber, high grade, low grade, budget, and about 90% of them I've actually converted them into friends of the community. I'm actually pretty proud of that. But that was gaming trolls. Political trolls are on another plane of existence. Most of these are pretty much people that are delusional, bullies of a very sordid degree. And then there are those that are just plain dumb. And they think that their opinion or that facts will make people cry. And it's just sad. So, anyway, I just wanted to point that out. It's something I've had to deal with before. It's nothing new. But anyway, moving on, I wanted to cover two things. Iowa and Trump. Obviously, two big things happened this week. Iowa was a total clusterfuck. Sanders won the popular vote. He won the first round. He's won the second round. And they're still working on it. They essentially, in a lot of ways, the Iowa DNC, and now Tom Perez is calling for a recanvass because Perez is a bit of a weasel. It was a pretty close tie between Buttigieg and Bernie, but on the back end, the satellite caucus areas, the areas that were set up in about different quarters of the state for people that couldn't make it to the regular caucus because they had to work overnight, so on and so forth. Most of those went to Sanders, and some of the folks were caught reallocating some of those folks from Sanders over to other people. Cheating, basically. Nothing new for the DNC. So voter suppression, for the most part. And, you know, this is the DNC at work. And look, they don't have a poster person to fall back on anymore. They had Clinton in 2016. They don't have anybody in 2020, so they're trying to prop up Buttigieg. Now, Buttigieg obviously was backed up by Shadow Inc., the creators of the app that caused all of this chaos. The app was obviously easily hacked. So said some reporting. Also, parts of Buttigieg's campaign, there were people that was a part of the Shadow Inc. people. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Buttigieg becoming tie and tie with Sanders when he was third and fourth in the polls, you know, something's kind of weird. But anyway, it is what it is. But as of this moment, I think like there's maybe as of this recording 2% left in the voting. Bernie has won over 6,000 more popular votes. I think there's like 3 delegates away from him being the delegate champion so far, but he won the popular vote. So he's claiming victory in Iowa. I agree with him. Unfortunately, due to the chaos, Buttigieg is going to have a bit of an argument. Biden kind of imploded. Warren was kind of lukewarm. You know, she did all right. But Biden imploded. Biden's going to need to do real good in New Hampshire, or at least in South Carolina. South Carolina's, I think, a dead nail for him if nothing happens there. But, you know, you never know. But with that, you know, it was obviously a big loss for all candidates because they lost out on this Iowa bump historically, at least in the last 60 years, that they get from the media. So-and-so won Iowa. They move on to New Hampshire. Currently, New Hampshire, Sanders is polling highly within a 6 to 7 point lead over Buttigieg. Buttigieg. I'm not even real sure how to say the dude's name. It's Buttigieg, Buttigieg, you know, whatever. I can't imagine saying President Booty Judge. President Booty. Hey, President Booty, what's going on? But anyway, Iowa was a total thing. So here on the 11th, in about 5 days, we've got New Hampshire coming up. We've got another Democratic debate coming up, so that's going to be interesting. Here's the funny thing, right? So the app that was used for the whole Iowa caucus, for the whole party, the whole DNC Iowa thing, collapsed under the traffic of the data coming through. It failed horribly. There was an error in the coding that they didn't stress test. Go figure. You know, a multi-million-dollar organization, and they can't stress test one app. And yet, the Sanders campaign had a bit of a similar app where they were doing their own data, and at about 40% into the caucus, they released some of that data, and it was a lot more reliable than the overall DNC app. Well done, Sanders campaign. Their app, as far as I know, didn't falter. So, pretty impressive. But then again, I'm a bit biased, so what are you going to do? All right, so moving on from that, Trump was acquitted in the Senate. No surprise. There's not a whole lot of people in the Senate with actual backbone. So, but you know, let me get down to the personals on the articles of impeachment. One, he did abuse his power. He did abuse his power. Does that justify impeachment? In ways, yes. He did withhold funds, war efforts, but honestly, compared to the other things, that the other avenues they could have taken, that's a bit of a weak-ass argument. Emoluments clause. Why not do the emoluments clause? Well, the problem with the emoluments clause is it's pretty universal. You go after one president for enriching himself while he's in office, and that is what Trump is doing. Nobody will ever convince me otherwise, because this man loves the almighty dollar. He bows down to it. In fact, I'm pretty sure he bathes his clothes in money, which causes an off color in his skin. Or then again, maybe it's cancer of the brain that explains his limited intelligence. Although he is a stable genius, so there's nothing to worry about. But aside from that, they could have gone after the emoluments. But with the emoluments, you got a lot of politicians that do that. Not every politician, but a lot of politicians that do that. So, you know, that's kind of out the window, because that would set a precedent. Well, we can't go after him because that would be going after us. We can't do that. So, but there were other things at play that had a stronger argument than, Ukraine. So, anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, again, I don't agree with the way they did the impeachment. I definitely agree that he needs to be impeached, but they could have done about it a better way, in my opinion. And I say that as a independent, obviously, a left-leaning independent. Would impeaching a president null and void people that voted for him in 2016? Although, honestly, he won by people hating Hillary. They didn't vote for him. They voted against Hillary. I'll be honest about that. Majority of people. That's what I believe. They voted against Hillary. They didn't want Clinton. They didn't know if they wanted Trump either, but they damn sure didn't want Clinton. That's my reasoning behind it. No, look, impeachment is there for a reason. And look, if the leader themselves does something to fuck up, and it is an impeachable offense, and the opposite party chooses to take that action, even if it is on a weak-ass argument, it's a part of our country. And if we remove the ability to impeach leaders, we are going down a dangerous slope. And we are not America anymore. Also, on a side note, America changes. I don't know if people realize this, but since the beginning of the country that it was founded, we have evolved over time. We have accepted new policies. We have accepted new understandings of society. We have not been the same country the whole time. We have accepted new things into this country and new understandings, and that'll happen eventually, especially when it comes to, say, Medicare for all. Look, there's already a fire lit for Medicare for all, so if it doesn't happen now, it'll happen later. I would just learn to accept it. And it's just like Trump. Trump won't be president forever. So that's a bit of a silver lining. He won't be around forever. He's mortal. He will eventually leave office one way or another, and he will not be a pain in their ass anymore. So there it is. But with that, Trump is who he is. He's obviously a declining personality. He is a bit of a snake oil salesman, but But when it comes to his State of the Union address, I'll be honest, I didn't watch it because I knew what to expect from it. I knew to expect a lot of misinformation, a lot of lies, a lot of puffing of the chest, and that I am so great, I do nothing wrong, I am all that is man, kind of thing. Demonizing Democrats, worshiping Republicans, spineless Republicans in the Senate, backing him up, except for Mitt Romney, which surprised me. Mitt Romney actually voted to acquit, or not to voted against acquittal. So I got to give it to Romney. I'm not a big Romney guy. I mean, he's basically Mr. Fantastic Four in a suit, you know. But it was pretty surprising to see that. So, you know, it is what it is. But again, I'm not surprised by Trump being acquitted of all charges because that's the country we live in, and that is Washington in general. Regular everyday people that get arrested or get fined or get locked up for these things, not in Washington. Not for most celebrities. Trump may have been a celebrity at one point, but he is now a full-blown politician, whether people like it or not. He's not like them. He's not like the rest. He is now. Congratulations. He has gone full Washington dark side, and he is no longer working for you. He's working for his money, like he always has been. So there it is. Anyway, with all that said, look, I don't hate Trump, okay? I dislike the way he does things. He's very dangerous in a lot of ways, and not in the ways that people usually argue about. Trump is dangerous to me because he's a loose cannon. He can't keep his mouth shut, and he loves to feed his own ego. And if something will make him look good, if saying something will make him look good, or what he thinks saying will make him look good, or committing an action that especially could be dangerous to the country, he'll do it. Unfortunately, there's no filter. His ego doesn't allow him to take in input from other people, except for maybe Fox News because he watches it religiously, which is funny since he tries to play to the religion angle, but fails horribly. He doesn't even know how to pronounce one of the names of the Bibles, people. How do you think this man is a Christian? Just saying. Anyway, he's dangerous in that regard. He is a loose cannon. And how do you want a loose cannon with the nuclear launch codes? I'll never understand. But then again, that's just me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Remember, you're awesome. And never let the world tell you otherwise. And if you plan on commenting on trolling this video, please do it in a effective way. Do not fail horribly thinking you are a troll and all you're doing is just whining and stating facts that you think might make me lay down in the fetal position and cry. See ya.